the man who invented the Pringles packaging is buried in one of the iconic cans. The creator, Frederick John Bohr, was so proud of his potato chip holding creation that he asked that his ashes be buried in the can. And, before you ask, he was buried in the original flavor. In Athens, Georgia, there is a tree that owns itself. The tree's owner loved it so much that when he died, he entrusted the 8-foot plot of land around the tree to the tree itself. When a windstorm felled the tree in the 1940s, residents planted a seedling from the original tree in the plot, continuing its lifeline. The chess player Garry Kasparov was the first player to win a chess game against supercomputer. A grizzly bear's bite is strong enough to crush a bowling ball. When Richard Feynman was named the smartest man in the world by Omni magazine, his mother Lucille Feynman said, "Ah, Richie, the world's smartest man? God help us." Did you know? After becoming trapped in a World Trade Center elevator on 9th November, window washer Jan Demzer used his squidgy handle to pry open the door, cut through drywall, and escape with 5 others minutes before the tower collapsed. A coating of white drywall is still visible on the handle, which can be seen at the 9/11 Memorial Museum. When the IRS auctioned off Willie Nelson's assets in 1991, fans bought the items and gave them back. Nicolas Cage was offered the role of Aragorn in The Lord of the Rings, which he turned down due to family obligations. Dear Mike, wherever you have been or will be, you will always have the fire to carry us deftly to new heights and to the future. We will miss you. May you rest in peace. Dwarf planet Pluto has only completed about first march of a full trip around the sun since its discovery. A year on Pluto lasts 248 Earth years, and it was only discovered in 1930, 91 years ago. There is a beach in Japan with star-shaped sand. Located in Japan's Okinawa prefecture, the beach is known as Hoshijuna no Hama, or Star Sand Beach. The star-shaped grains of sand are actually skeletons of dead organisms called foraminifera. Creepy, but cute. Have you ever tried heating up a soda? In the 1960s, hot sodas were actually a thing. The American South sold them during the winter season, when cooler weather set in, and soda sales tapered off. Even though the fad fell out of style, some small towns still sell hot sodas to this day. In 2 years, the Japanese government will begin dumping more than 1 million tons of treated but still radioactive wastewater from the Fukushima nuclear plant into the Pacific Ocean. Richard Nixon releasing the Watergate transcripts in 1974. A complex figure, Nixon was a man of several unexpected talents: a poet, musician, and an outstanding poker player. His wartime winnings helped fund his first run for office in 1946. Iranian women make up more than half of the students in Iranian universities. In fact, they make up a greater share of students than women do in American universities. During World War II, 18-year-old heir presumptive Elizabeth to join the Auxiliary Territory Service where she worked as a truck driver and mechanic. She is the only woman in the royal family to have served in the military and the last surviving head of state to have served during World War II. The reason hurricanes and cyclones have human names is that the original meteorologist to name them, Clement Ragg, began naming them after politicians he didn't like. This allowed him to say they were causing great distress or wandering aimlessly. The Japanese will repair broken pottery with powder gold lacquer to highlight imperfections, not hide them. The process is called kintsugi. The art of kintsugi teaches that broken objects are not something to hide, but to display with pride. During filming of Conan the Barbarian, Arnold Schwarzenegger had to cut down his workout routine because his arm and chest muscles were so big that he couldn't wield a sword properly. In 1987, an 18-year-old freshman named Mike Hayes funded his education by asking 2.8 million people for one penny. Hot water freezes faster than cold water. There were $23 million toilets designed by NASA for deep space missions, with odor control being a serious issue. NASA paid certified sniffers to smell the toilets after they have been used to evaluate odor control measures. The lead engineer calls them the unsung heroes of the space program. Sharks are older than trees. Sharks have existed for more than 450 million years, while the earliest tree lived about 350 million years ago. Sharks are also one of the only animals to have survived four of the five mass extinctions. The stopped clock illusion is when we rapidly move our eyes away from a clock and back to it, and we will notice the second hand taking more time to move than expected. The brain filters the blurry images you see in between while moving your eyes and replaces them with the image of the first thing you see. Mark Roberts is a man from England who streaked at more than 565 international events. He has his own set of rules for streaking. Don't interrupt the play of a game. Be prepared to spend an evening in jail. Have a good lawyer on hand. And don't eat spicy food the night before a streak. When you meet someone, don't point out if they are really tall or short or any other significant physical feature. They already know and are tired of hearing about it. When showing people pictures on your phone, zoom in a little bit so they can't swipe to other pictures. Want a great haircut? Tell the barber that you have an important interview next week. Giving them a purpose ensures a good job. If you are a great sleeper, put your smartphone with an alarm in an empty glass cup or container. This will increase the volume of the alarm and help you to get up in time.